Hey, come here. You like pro wrestling? We got a little something for you. Two fans, 3,000 miles away. We each been watching for more than 30 years. Celebrating the art form, the action, the homoeroticism. We ain't rating matches. We ain't analyzing stories. We ain't experts. We just sit down, shut up, and mark out! Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. It's a pro wrestling podcast about pro wrestling. I am your host, Blade Daly, joined, as per usual, by my returning guest host, Books and Bodyslams. Books, how the hell are you feeling tonight?
I'm a little tired, but, you know, it's Friday. I got my energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
I got my friends with me.
Your stuffed friends in your picture.
My friends. Okay, they're my friends. They talk to me. They whisper things into my ear.
Are they with you now?
Yes.
Okay. And are they talking to you
right
now?
Right now. Julia Hart is someone might be
talking like she getting nasty? She getting like dirty?
No, not dirty. She's just gonna miss someone soon.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Persephone's coming for her ass, so hope she's ready for that. You're gonna be gone next week. That's right. You're gonna be gone?
I'm taking all next week off from everything.
That's right. Cause why?
It's my birthday, and I don't want to do anything.
Oh! Oh my God! It's Book's birthday next weekend, everybody, and she's gonna celebrate it by avoiding me.
Mind you, I'm avoiding everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, I only care about the me part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Skewer Universe says the rain. Leo Rush. The rain.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Randy Orton is going to turn me into Blackheart Books.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, are you sure that's Randy in your head and not Pat McAfee? Because he was in Randy's head. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you got to be careful who you're listening to. If they start talking about like Trump and how he's not doing a bad job, it's Pat McAfee.
Okay.
You be careful.
I will. Yeah. I mean, mainly, this is the voices in my head are telling me that Kenny not wanting to be on TV.
What is his deal?
I don't know.
Like Kenny too good for Dynamite now.
Gonna show up at Collision.
But the good news, Books, this has been confirmed via a lot of reputable sources, and I'm happy to share it with you. CM Punk is coming back to AEW. Right?
Does
anyone?
Does anyone want that? Like I think this is the one thing AEW and WWE fans can agree on. No one wants CM Punk in AEW again.
Whether you like him or not, he just doesn't fit in AEW under any circumstances. And the way he left and the damage that he left in his wake, I just really don't see how you like mend that fence. You know, if he wanted to come out and wave to the crowd once after he retires, and it doesn't injure him to do so, maybe. But
no, I don't even think Tony Khan would let that happen. I think he's burned he burned his goodwill with Tony.
Well, and then there's an entire locker room of people who would probably have something to say about it. So if Blair Line says, if you ever see Books being out of pocket on socials, just know that her friends told her to do it. Yeah, the rain. Okay.
It knows. Okay. It knows.
It's okay. Let's see. Scareglow, CM Punk is dead to me and retire the name Punk. He is the least Punk. He is the least Punk. That is for sure. There's nothing about that man that is Punk. At all. I mean, he has a Pepsi logo on it. I mean, he was never Punk. Anyway, doesn't matter.
That could be why I never liked him, was the Pepsi logo. As a full-blown Coca-Cola person, it automatically made me judge him.
My cousin Tony's in the chat. Hey, Blades. Why do you always call me Blades, man? You've been calling me that my whole life, and it's like my name's Blade. Hey, Blades. I just finished watching The Seventh Samurai 1954. Put the year in there. Thank you for helping me figure out what movie you're talking about. And in Pumped, can we talk about that after the wrestling? No. So with that, let's start talking about the wrestling, shall we, Books?
Sure.
Okay. So first things first, we have finally received some confirmation of what to expect at the forthcoming Forbidden Door pay.
Just side note, I had to make sure this was the right movie. We had to watch The Seven Samurai when I was doing a film class because it inspired the Apple iPod commercial.
Thanks, folks. That's great. Okay. So,
listen, I have useless knowledge that sometimes needs to come out, and that's one of them.
Fuck your mama 2 times and Blurry Line have similar thoughts here. I really think TK would take him back. He probably would, that fucking Markety Mark. But he has a whole locker room who would make it miserable for him to come back. And yeah, as they should. Anyway, so Forbidden Door is becoming a little clearer.
Yes.
Okay.
I think this is the most clear we've had a Forbidden Door.
I agree. This is the most build towards a Forbidden Door I think we've ever had. Mm-hmm. You know, when Forbidden Door started, New Japan was not red hot, but they were still pretty hot. They were very, very warm, let's say. And then it's just been a gradual release of the gases. They've farted it out their heat, and they're pretty cold now. And they're owned by Cyber Agent now, and TV Asahi. So how is that going to change that relationship? I don't know. But one thing I have noticed is that the company getting the most spotlight so far is Stardom, ironically, conveniently, perhaps, still owned by Bushiroad.
That's a conspiracy theory.
Is anyone going to validate what I just said?
You're not wrong. But it was weird in the beginning.
I mean, factually, it's true, right?
Gabe Kidd, before he was injured, was really the huge part of the New Japan aspect. So I do think that his injury kind of threw a little wrench into that. Screwed
things up.
Because let's be real, this buyout, this has been talked about for a while. So,
well, Gabe's been setting it up for the better part of 2 years. Yeah. Really. I mean, when you pretty much all the way back to that match with Kenny, like he was talking mad shit about AEW. Then he's like, never mind, I wanted money. Fuck New Japan, you know? Yeah. And so that was supposed to be a big part of what they were doing. And obviously that's been tabled. I'm not sure how serious his separated shoulder was, because that's not a unserious injury, but there's levels to that injury. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I'm loving Stardom getting a bunch of attention in the Forbidden Door.
And I love Tekla doing like all the promotion for this. If Gabe Kidd was here, it would just been really funny to watch the two of them just shitting on Stardom and New Japan together.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Oh, totally.
Because this is what Forbidden Door should be. Like, yes, it's dream matches, but it should be about this kind of fake rivalry that is happening in between wrestling promotions, even though we know it's not real. We know that they're working together on these angles. But like,
yes. Well, and Blurry Line says Forbidden Door is the injury pay-per-view. That's always true. Has been. Mm-hmm. It stopped Punk and Tana. Yes, I know. And CM Punk, the man of 2 world title reigns with the 0 defenses between the 2 of them. He never actually defended the belt, not even once. All right. But we were talking last week about how we were a little confused about the use of Mark Briscoe. And he had a way too long promo in the middle of the ring aimed at MJF and talking about being a deserving challenger, how much he hates Max, how much, he'll do whatever he has to do to get a title shot at Max. And, basically just, I hate your fucking guts. Right.
Mm-hmm. Which is very similar to a promo they had like a year and a half ago, but
yeah, no, I mean, it was almost word for word, the same thing. The part of that makes sense because Mark was saying, this is what you bring out of me, what you do to me. Like and so he's bringing it out of him. But we had speculated that we hoped that them fighting for the world title wouldn't be the main event of Forbidden Door. And they had a promo this week. Mark's in the ring with the entire conglomeration again. And this time, I thought he was going to say that Tony Khan has given me the world title shot at Forbidden Door and about to get really mad. But instead, what he announced is that he's going to have 5 more guys. It's going to be 6 men on each side. Team's captained by MJF and Mark Briscoe. If Mark Briscoe's team wins, he gets a title shot. If MJF's team wins, Kevin Knight gets a title shot versus MJF. What'd you think of that, Books?
I have mixed thoughts, but I think it could be fun depending on how it comes together with like who's in it. I don't love. I'm hoping that this brings in. I hope like on Mark Briscoe's side, we see hopefully Mystico is cleared because that will play into the MJF and Kevin Knight of it all. So I'm hoping there becomes some outside talent involved because otherwise your main event is just all AEW. And again, that defeats the purpose.
Yeah. And I think there's going to be some of that anyway. I mean, just like there was last year, you know, it's like
last year they had more of an excuse because it was going on during the G1.
Yes. But, you know, we'll see. I think MJF's team will basically be people from the Don Callis family is what it sounds like.
MJF's team is going to be full AEW because that's how, but that is MJF's like how MJF
I could see Speedball maybe being on Mark's team. You know, Orange Cassidy, certainly, Roddy, Kyle, you know, any of them. But I also think Andrade will be on MJF's team.
This isn't a title match, right?
No.
Andrade's going to cost them the loss.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. Like he's the linchpin to MJF losing. And that's maybe his exit from the Don Callis family.
But how you know?
I mean, Skewer Universe asked the same thing. How you know?
How you know?
Blurry Line, shout out to Kayfabe K, who will be attending and hopefully singing Mystico's theme. Yeah, very likely. Very likely, I would say. But yes, so I think that this match maybe doesn't seem glamorous on paper, right? But once you get these guys in the ring, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I remember feeling the same way last year about the cage match because they did the same thing. You know, it was a big multi-man team up kind of thing. And, you know, Kenny and the Bucks and the Death Riders and, you know, the usual suspects from that time were all in it. But once the match happened, it was great. You know, it was a lot of fun. So,
I don't remember this cage match.
Yeah, remember like they made the gum?
Yes, the gummy bears. Okay, I was like,
yeah.
It's so hard to believe that the Bucks just turned baby they haven't been face for that long.
Yeah. I already miss him as heels, to be honest.
I want the Elite to come back as heels. That's what I want. The Elite are just next level as heels.
What about Hangman? I don't think you can make Hangman a heel.
You can't, but to me, Hangman right now is not in the Elite. So...
yeah, he's kind of operated outside of them a lot.
And you can kind of tell, I think that's more them pushing Hangman to be a star than Hangman. Like, I'm sure Hangman would love the opportunity to have like a last run with his friends.
Yeah. Blurry Line makes a good point. It feels weird to have a multi-man cage match that isn't blood and guts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get that too. I totally get that. You know, there's going to be a bunch of ways that Tony Khan tries to squeeze people into this show.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a bunch of AEW talent in this match so that hopefully there's more room for other talents to occupy
outside of it,
from other companies to occupy space elsewhere on the show. So I actually think this match is going to be great. I think Andrade is made to be a babyface at this point. The crowd loves him. He's doing the best work of his career. Loved the match with Orange Cassidy this week, and we're going to talk all about that later because we have a new segment. It's called Spot of the Week, and there's 2 moments from that match that made it.
I'm just going to point out that I was not at all asked what I thought was spot of the week, but it's fine.
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't ask. I guess I should have. Hey, Books, is it cool if we do this?
Yeah. I actually agree with your choices.
Cool. Okay. All right. We're good. I wish they'd make Forbidden Door the pay-per-view for cool matches that we wouldn't get in the States, but also build some really good international feuds starting around Revolution if possible. Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to do this year. I think the Gabe Kid was one of the big ones. And then they've been teasing this stuff with Tekla and Stardom.
Yeah. Ever since Tekla became champion, they've been sprinkling that in. And Gabe, as soon as Revolution happened and Gabe Kid was outside the dojo with the middle finger, I was like, oh, they're finally being smart with Forbidden Door and building it now. It's just such a shame Gabe Kid got injured. Because I think two of what would have been your biggest matches would have been Tekla versus like all of Stardom, which is what I still think is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be a one versus one match. I
don't think it's a one woman match. I don't think that ladder was out there by mistake either.
And the Dogs versus New Japan.
Well, and now that you've intertwined the Dogs with the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping our boy, please let our boy come home.
Mm-hmm. That would have been a better steel cage match, to be honest.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. But not happening. That we know of. Maybe every match.
I have a feeling that's going to lead to Blood and Guts too, but
could for sure. And obviously the United Empire is going to be involved in Forbidden Door somehow. I would like to see more of the Japanese talents personally. Give my boy Shingo some kind of shine. But get CMLL in there because they're really not at all a part of the show yet.
I wonder if that's because Grand Slam is happening at some point.
Could be.
Because isn't Grand Slam soon after?
It's in August. Yeah. So not right after, but, but tickets are selling well for that show with 0 matches announced.
I mean,
so that's pretty cool.
That one sell out before matches were announced last time? Or am I making that up?
I think so, or right around the time matches started being announced. Yeah. There have been some other announcements about Forbidden Door that we're not going to get into because it's on a show that was taped that has not aired as of yet.
Yep.
So I did read the spoilers, but I'm not going to talk about that. Swerve versus Will Ospreay is also official for the Owen Hart Foundation final. This was very predictable, but still the right choice. Swerve and Brody King had an absolutely brutal match on Dynamite. Where the fuck has Swerve been?
Just side note, have Swerve and Ospreay actually interacted since they defeated the Bucks?
Nope. No. My feeling is that Ospreay's the big story to All In.
Yeah,
right?
Ospreay's All In. This is building to Swerve starting the embassy, right?
I think, or burning the fucking world down is what I think it's going to be about. And he was the first guy to beat Ospreay in AEW. He beat him at the second Forbidden Door. And they had a great match, great program. It was awesome. It was probably the best title defense of Swerve's title reign. Well, no, Danielson was better. But I think like they're going to end up, they're having a rematch at Forbidden Door. I think Ospreay is definitely going over. All the story's been around Ospreay, and I kind of wonder if they're like having to work around All In and not like have Swerve's story get going too much till after.
Yeah.
Which I hope isn't the case because that's a long time from now. That's a long time from now.
If Swerve loses at Forbidden Door, right, and it's Ospreay, majority of people have picked, they can start the building blocks now to the United Empire story, because that they could literally start that now and have him come out after Ospreay wins.
Yeah.
And officially start that feud. Because we are seeing a little bit of like the United Empire too with like Alex Windsor. It could lead to also like this bigger story of a newly formed embassy versus United Empire.
Could. The other thing is it could lead to Will Ospreay being torn between being a Death Rider and his wife being in the United Empire. She started wearing their colors all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was very obvious that she was in United.
And that little scene on Dynamite where like Ospreay's talking about accomplishing his dreams and she's devastated that her dreams were destroyed, for All In. And she's obviously torn up about it. I think they're going to do something where Will's being pulled in a lot of different directions and he's got to choose the right path for himself.
And hopefully.
And it's going to cross over into New Japan. It's going to cover everywhere he's been all the way up to him in the main event of All In. That's what I think.
And this is why I still think it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Because I think it's then going to be Kenny coming to Ospreay. Look, you can achieve this without the Death Riders, and it's going to take him leaving the Death Riders to beat Kenny.
Blurry Line says this loss is going to be the thing that breaks Swerve. I agree. I think it will be. I was kind of surprised they didn't do more of that after he lost to Kenny. He just disappeared for a really long time.
Well, that's because he was working.
Yeah. Swerve's been working with Nana behind the scenes to get the embassy waiting in the wings, plus making sure Kevin Knight knows when he's supposed to betray the DCF. Yeah. I mean, that's very possible.
You can tell the DCF is at its last leg right now too. So like, that's a good way to end that story.
The DCF is like a ticking time bomb right now. I liked the thing they did with MJF on Dynamite where, he's like, oh yeah, you're going to get your title shot, kid. And then MJF shows him the money and he's like, are you sure you don't want more than 5 guys or you don't need more guys? And because he showed him a lot of money. And then Andrade's like, what about my title shot? And he's like, whatever. Yeah, fuck your mama 2 times. I agree. Windsor will get a Wembley moment with fellow countrymate Jamie Hayter. I agree.
They're going to be the ones that dethrone Divine Division, and it's going to be at Forbidden. AEW is very good at honoring hometown people, and Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter getting a win along with Will Ospreay is going to make that crowd lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. Will's being pulled in the Kenny direction, the direction of Alex UE, although there's Callum absolutely hating him and the Death Riders. Yeah, he's got a lot going on at once. Michael Allen Lewis says, I thought Callum Newman and United Empire would play a bigger role in Forbidden Door, but there's been no follow-up since April. I think that's intentional, probably. I don't know how soon in advance they can give all these people for stories on Dynamite. That's always been an issue with
visa issues. I mean, look at what's happening with the World Cup now. Like a lot of visa delays. So like that also could be the issue of why CMLL is not highly represented, because we know there's a ton of visa issues right now.
And let's be real, like pay-per-views in AEW are built up like 2 weeks and after generally. And we have 3 matches announced for this one. That's about right for this point in time. So I'm not really surprised. And I know for a fact that more get announced tomorrow. So, Blurry Line 7 says, I need to praise Kevin and Dawn. Hey, here we go. Like the way they're subtly selling the idea that Kevin basically has Dawn bent over a barrel, but Dawn's desperate to keep up the appearance that he's still in control. Yes. Dawn is looking, one of my favorite lines from Flight of the Conchords is when they're talking about rappers who have feelings, as they say, people think we're invincible, but we're vincible.
Hold on. I'm rethinking some of my theories now. Do we think, because I also can see this happening, because I can see Kenny and the Bucks going out on Dawn's side. Do we think Don Callis' family implodes? Dawn and Kenny have a heart-to-heart that maybe they do need each other. And that's when Kenny wins the world title again. Maybe it's not Kenny versus Ospreay at All In. Maybe Kenny continues to lose that spot. And because again, what has Don not achieved with the Don Callis family?
Well, he hasn't had a world title since Kenny. And Kenny's obviously the one for him, like he always has been.
He's too obsessed with Kenny.
He's obsessed with Kenny, yes.
I've just rebooked everything in my head. It's going to be Will Ospreay versus MJF. I don't care, because it's going to be the Don Callis family exploding, Don crawling back to Kenny and the Young Bucks. Because why else then have the Young Bucks and that weird Don Callis Young Buck aspect if it wasn't to start leaving little breadcrumbs to them being able to work together?
They've shown that Kenny's doubting himself, right? Mm-hmm. And they've shown that Kenny is not feeling great about his place in AEW. Mm-hmm. And what does he do when he's feeling insecure? He turns to Don. Yeah. And if Don gets left by Okada and Fletcher and all of his big guys go bye-bye, that would make perfect sense. Blair Line says, yes, I genuinely think Kenny will turn on Will at Wembley, but the tease going into it is that Will turn due to DR influence teasing the Storm Driver. Totally. Mm-hmm. Larry Line also says, without dipping too far into politics, doing shows with international talent in the U.S. is extremely difficult at the moment. We're seeing more visa issues than ever. Yeah, I think that the United Empire thing, there's more to come with that in AEW before All In. I feel pretty convinced that will be the case. I'm sure Callum Newman will be defending the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door, or he'll at least be in it. Yeah. I would think. All right. The fact that Saraya and Mariah May have held the title before Willow Nightingale makes my head hurt. It's going to be so satisfying when she wins, though. Yeah.
They're kind of building her up to be when it happens, it's going to be.
Look, Brian Alvarez, who is all about stories. he basically said when Ospreay showed up, they should just put the belt on him now. It's that's not storytelling. That's what I love about Tony and Ospreay with him is they've made sure they're telling a story with him. And they're telling quite a story. I mean, who knew that Will Ospreay was this kind of good at this, you would never have seen that in New Japan. And I watched him a lot in New Japan, and I think I thought very highly of him then. Blair Line 7, it'll also it'll be a reference to Kenny first turning to Don, cheating against Mox, and now it'll be against Mox's latest protege. And that would explain the Mox thing, we all have skeletons. Yeah. That whole thing that he said. Skewered Universe, Brian Alvarez is about stories but can't follow a story to save his life. Oh boy. My fellow Washingtonian podcaster, Brian's needed a break from wrestling for a really long time. But yes, I do think Will Ospreay is going to beat Swerve. The last match that we got announced for Forbidden Door, it's already official. One I didn't see coming. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kenneth Jerome Omega. Kenneth Jerome Omega. Skewered Universe says ZSJ versus KJO. Kenny Jerome Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. It's a match that's happened before, but it's never happened in AEW. It's never happened on U.S. shores.
Kind of like Okada and Omega happening on U.S. shores. It's a huge fucking deal.
Well, and these two have styles that are so different yet complementary. And I think that there could be a lot of cool moments in this match where they're forced to get outside of their comfort zone. But every year there's one kind of dreamy matchup that's announced, like Okada versus Danielson, Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr., Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. These matchups that you haven't seen before or haven't seen in a long time, and this appears to be that match this year, and that's awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
And I have a prediction that may surprise people.
What's that?
I think Zack Sabre Jr. is winning.
You do? I mean, we all know Kenny would put him over for sure. But I
think it's less about. I don't think Zack Sabre Jr. needs to be put over. I think putting him over while also continuing to tell the story of Kenny not being able to
hack it at that level
right now,
anymore.
Right? Because they've been slowly telling the story for the last year. He lost to Okada. I said middle of last year, especially after his match with Okada, I said Kenny's faking. Kenny's faking the slowdown. He's faking how much it's affected him. Because now it's become part of the story. And it's only going to continue until something clicks. Something's going to happen.
Well,
and Kenny's going to have a huge breakdown because they're already doing it with Kenny being off TV after losses and stuff like that.
Right. Being gone all the time. The Death Riders are always there. Will, you could have called me. Well, you're never here. I mean, they have been building into that. And Kenny went right back to not being there again. Yeah, so I think that is an interesting observation, and I'm very excited to see how that plays out.
Because it gives them enough time too, if Kenny wants to challenge for the world title at Redemption, and that if hypothetically he does win and then quickly loses to Ospreay, because that could play into Don and Kenny coming back together. It will force him to show up every week to get to that title match again. I have to be here. I have to be putting in the work.
Yeah. Skewer Universe says, Kenneth, I'm going to stretch you, darling. That's exactly what ZSJ would say. My cousin with the least offensive thing I think he's ever said. I think every show needs more Lio Rush. I agree.
That's just
you could just have out of a 2-hour show, if 1 hour of it is Lio Rush in various scenarios, that would work for at least 1 week. I could watch an hour of Lio Rush. This dude is crushing it right now. I'm so happy for him. The Blackheart thing is just amazing. So as we said, we need more New Japan and CMLL involvement. I would love to see a cross-promotional casino gauntlet match, maybe for the national or international title.
I would say the national, since that's the fucking point of the national.
Yeah. And that's where you throw in some people from CMLL, and you throw in some people from...
They can get there.
Yeah. Curiously and very interestingly so far, like I said, Stardom has received more focus than any other partner promotion, which has never happened before. CMLL hasn't been featured at all, as we said, and perhaps that's a Visa thing. And New Japan hasn't received a lot of attention either. I do think the United Empire will somehow be involved because there's the whole Death Rider, thing. Because I don't think Will Ospreay is finishing this story as a Death Rider.
No, he's not. He's not going to win the championship as a Death Rider.
I don't think so. But I would like to see some of the actual Japanese talent involved. Give us a Shingo match, TK. You fucking coward. Okay. Let's see. Skewered Universe says Lio Rush on commentary, running the merch table, selling concessions in the stands. Dude, yes. Give me all of that. If he was actually doing that, I would just spend all my time at the show at the concession stand.
Yeah.
Trying to talk to him. I was saying this to some friends earlier. What I love about this gimmick with Lio is he's got a kind of a supernatural, spooky gimmick, but he doesn't need to win for it to work.
No. Because
I feel like Leo's going to end up being in the conglomeration.
I do.
Do you think there's...
But it's going to be interesting to see how it happens.
Yeah. I just noticed he's always around Orange Cassidy. And so, wherever Orange Cassidy is, Lio seems to turn up. So,
what if Orange Cassidy has the one ring?
That's what I'm saying. He is the Bilbo of
Frodo.
Not Bilbo. He's the Frodo of AEW. Sorry.
I have a giant ass Lord of the Rings right there that is going to be thrown at your head.
Well, you're throwing it from North Carolina, so good luck.
That's a heavy book.
You're going to pay somebody to drive it over here and throw it at me?
Mm-hmm.
Lio better be careful getting himself over like that. That's how you get sucked into the Jericho vortex. Michael Allen Lewis says he's taken the Danhausen spot. Yes.
But dare I say, I find Lio Rush far less annoying.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I also think Leo's a much better wrestler than Danhausen.
Yeah. In the ring, I'd rather watch Lio Rush than Danhausen.
He's got a little more versatility, and this gimmick is just fun. I mean, it's just fun. I got to see him live wrestle Pac on Dynamite. And I think it was like one of maybe the second match he had on TV. And Pac and Daniel Garcia just being terrified of Leo was so fucking great.
There's something working with this. Yeah. Danhausen was played more for laughs. And while this is a little bit of comedy, it's just somehow working better.
The rain. Remember when he had the umbrella? It's fine. It's fine.
He's already contributed more in that sense than Danhausen did. So,
yeah.
But I like Danhausen.
Yeah, you know, and look, Danhausen's doing great. Like, it seems like he owns the fucking world right now.
I mean, I would like to see him less at the Knicks game, but that's just...
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, he's doing really, 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 really well. Like, I don't really get it, why it's that popular. I grant that he's talented, but I've never loved the gimmick the way a lot of other people do. I'm like, dude, I like Conan O'Brien and The Simpsons, too. Like, I get it. More power to him. It's just not...
It's probably the most substance a WWE gimmick or match or segment has had in quite a while. So...
You sure it's not Seth freaking Rollins? What the lamest name ever. Okay.
I mean, his real name is so much better.
Colby Lopez. All right. So
anyway,
we're switching gears.
Yes.
Are AEW turning the terrible women's booking into an angle?
Yes.
I think they are. And I say this because Hazuki upset Persephone in the Owen Hart tournament on Collision. Mercedes attacked Hazuki after the match. Mm-hmm. I expected Persephone to win because she's signed to a dual contract. But this is an interesting and cool development. They had that amazing match 18 months ago in California. And then on Wednesday, a video of Mercedes is shown. She says while she was out, she watched the women's division fade, that no one could carry the weight like she could. It's a very interesting comment because if you listen to this show, you know we've been saying the women's division has been booked like shit since Mercedes and Tony were off TV. If this is somehow a way for the division to rise up and prove Mercedes wrong and create more stars, it's a smart way to do it. You know, have Mercedes be the arrogant one who's like, you couldn't do it without me, right? And then build them up to do it without her, right? Like, however you get those stars, that's fine. Like, I wrestling, when it leans into the criticism and creates a story out of it, and is self-aware, mm-hmm. That's kind of gold most of the time.
I do think this was more Mercedes than Tony, though. But
hopefully, I mean, you know, and there's no doubt Mercedes noticed that it wasn't being booked well. Yeah. You know,
like I said, she probably came in and immediately had words because she has actual star power.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's been giving Tony feedback the whole time. It's not like she doesn't watch the shows, you know. So like, I'm sure she's had to have noticed. Mm-hmm. So if this is how they get to, Blair Light says, what I don't want is like an AEW version of Raw sucks because Constable Corbin. That was just terrible storytelling all around. That just was so bad. And that was like done with no logic whatsoever. Michael Allen Lewis says, so the bad booking of the women's division has been a long-term story angle by TK going on 7 years. Now that's storytelling. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's been bad for a long time. It got better late last year, and then it got worse again. And if they're going to make it better, closer to what it was through Mercedes, then I'm for it. I'm absolutely for that. You know, it's just, I think that wrestling companies do lean into criticism a lot. The best mm-hmm. ones do, and figure out a way to make it a good story. Yeah. And that's a way for them to do that.
Because Mercedes definitely had words. There's no way that promo was not an accident. Like, yeah, this criticism is everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people saying it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been a lot of people saying it. So Blair Line says, like, I can absolutely imagine them being like, look, Tekla's a loose cannon. She got fired from Japan. That's why women aren't booked more, which I don't think they're doing. But I've also not been given a reason to trust them more. Yeah, I think Tony Khan has an incredibly spotty track record with women's booking. And that's recently. He's got a terrible track record over the entirety of AEW's existence. So that is the big Achilles heel of AEW, period. They didn't do much to help that criticism on Dynamite either. The past two collisions, the one forthcoming and the one last week, were better. But again, I think that's kind of the bare minimum. That said, Collision last week and apparently this week are going to feature more women, though I would consider what they did the bare minimum for what we should expect going forward. Dynamite was the same old shit. The women were on at 9:30. They had a Mercedes clip in the beginning. The match was great with Maya World and with Sky Blue. That was a really good match. Maya World is coming along so fast. Why is Tony Khan booking injured women for these tournaments? I don't get it. Persephone was hurt when he announced her as well. And, necks heal when necks heal, So if Sari had a bad neck, that's just...
It was just a dumb booking move on his part. It's
not wise. Not wise, yeah. But, it also stands that Maya World's brother was killed last week. And for her to show up at Dynamite, it even looked like Renee was feeling emotional just talking about it. For her to show up and have this match and to get a huge win like that over, win over Sky Blue is incredible. That was a really beautiful thing. Yeah. And some people were obviously disappointed that it wasn't Sari or another Joshi, but I think if it wasn't going to be the person that you announced, you might as well make it
an AEW talent. And the truth is,
you might as well make it somebody who has a story with Athena.
Yeah, and we don't know what's happening with Forbidden Door because clearly Tekla is on a destroy Stardom mission. So you kind of want to save a lot of those talent to make sure they're not injured going into Forbidden Door.
Yeah. Michael Allen Lewis says, why is Dynamite limited to one women's match? I have no idea.
HBO, Warner Brothers, whole women don't draw is a bullshit when Collision was like very highly rated last week.
Hazuki versus Persephone headlined, and that was the highest rated Collision in all year. So aside from Grand Slam.
Yeah, I don't think we're buying their women don't draw nonsense.
No, and I mean it's weird. It's just weird. It's like a Dynamite is treated as this precious little thing that can't be obstructed in any way. I just don't buy it, and it wasn't that way 4 or 5 months ago. Like there were Dynamites that had 2 or 3 women's matches or 2 matches and a bunch of segments, and we've gotten away from that, specifically since Timeless Tony Storm got written off. So, I don't know. But fair question. Very fair question. AEW definitely has given me a reason to trust their questionable men's booking because it mostly turns good, but they do not have that when it comes to women. I agree.
Yeah, their track record
I
is
absolutely
really
agree.
shit.
Blair Line adds, Maya World is awesome. She's so close to a complete package and massive respect to her for doing what she's always done in AEW and stepped up when she's been called upon. Skewered Universe says women draw, but old white fuckheads want to pretend they won't. They don't because women scare them.
Yep. I won't touch on that because I have a lot of
You're
opinions.
welcome to.
Yeah, no, men are scared of strong women. It's why we're seeing the heroin chic come back into style and the push of trap lies because strong women with voices scare the shit out of the patriarchy.
Yeah. Blear Line says, I've said this before, but TK has pushed back on WBD's wishes when it's something he genuinely cared about before. I don't believe that WBD truly has the reason. If he cared, he'd make it happen.
Yep.
I think you can't talk about this issue like it has nothing to do with Tony Khan. Like it does.
People think Tony Khan is innocent are just fucking deluded. Delusional.
Yeah.
Not deluded, delusional.
Yeah, and Blearland adds AEW built up a lot of cachet with their network. They should, because they're one of the only things that draws anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so funny when people try to make fun of AEW's ratings, because it's like, have you seen what the other fucking shows on TBS and TNT draw? They draw next to nothing. Like,
people have cable just to watch it. People have HBO Max just to watch it. Like, that is literally why people want something like that on their channel or their streaming platform.
Michael Allen Lewis says, I really don't feel like this is a WBD mandate. I feel this is TK. If WWE, NXT, and even TNA can feature more women on their programming, that doesn't speak well of AEW.
Yeah, I mean, WWE has been kind of in the same boat from what I hear.
Well, WWE goes up and down. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
NXT, I will give Shawn Michaels all the credit in the world.
Shawn Michaels is the only consistent one with booking women.
Yeah. 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 And people of color. Yes. But I don't think that AEW clearly doesn't have the same cachet that WWE does to throw their weight around with that stuff. But I don't think it's solely a WBD mandate. I think if Tony Khan was like, I'm booking more women,
they wouldn't say anything.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Tony Khan didn't know what to do when Tony Storm got the Juice Robinson parasite
injury. Mm-hmm. The Juice Robinson parasite. The Scare Glow, men that love strong women should be louder in their support. Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. I got this podcast. It's where I try to do it. Tony Khan has certain wrestlers who he really attaches to and builds programs around them. Mark Briscoe is one of those. Mm-hmm. Tony Storm is one of those. When Tony was sidelined, he lost a lot of his interest in building consistent women's programs because the women's division lost two of those connecting pieces. Britt was that piece in early AEW.
Yep.
Yeah. Skewered Universe says Tony got juiced.
Yep.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I agree. I think where Tony Khan has failed in the women's division is he has not used Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm, who are two women he clearly has a lot of trust in to draw numbers and to draw interest to the company. He has not properly allowed them to transfer their star power to other stars yet. And now Tony Storm is out for God knows how long. You know,
another year or two. Like,
yeah, she could be gone quite a long time.
Because I'm assuming if she is, we're going to get an announcement soon. Because it's been close to 3 months since she was off TV. So,
and this is where Tony fucks up with the women's booking is he had two huge stars. He had them wrestle each other at All In, which is fine. But then he had Tony beat Athena. He had Tony beat everybody. He had Mercedes beat almost everybody. And, you know, Mercedes and Tony both did a job for Stat. But Stat,
he let Stat fizzle.
Right.
And he's letting Tekla fizzle too. But
Tekla's not fizzling. And that's the difference between Tekla and Stat. Stat hasn't figured out her character.
No, she needs to take some time off TV to like actually brainstorm where she wants her character to go. And
it just feels like it's different every time I see it.
Yeah, no, she can't land on something. Honestly, people are going to hate this comment, but like she might be good like working with someone like Jericho, who is literally a pro at reinventing himself and reinventing characters. And that might be a good person for her to sit down with and like actually figure out what she wants her character. The alien gimmick is cool. I just wish she committed to something.
Keyword Universe TK would look to all the indies that Mercedes was top champ for and how she worked hard to make sure the next woman that took the title off her was elevated to the next level. I think that's what Mercedes' whole purpose in all of this is doing.
That was literally it.
And so I think if you're going to make an angle out of like the women couldn't carry it because Mercedes wasn't there, you might as well. But she needs to lose in the end to transfer that star power to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, not transfer as in she's no longer a star, just in addition to.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Willow getting injured really wrenched his, because Willow was the one that I think he saw a lot of potential in because people love her, kids love her. It's very easy to move that gimmick forward because it is so bubbly and personable and whatnot. I think Willow getting injured, like he had so many wrenches thrown into it that I think he kind of panicked. And that's not an excuse because it's his job as a booker to not panic. and you
he
pivot.
could also have a bigger team to help him if he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, Mariah would have been one if she'd stayed. Willow and Stat are kind of in that almost part where they have the ability, but rarely get enough of a rubs to cement themselves as that top star. I think Willow is closer than Stat, to be honest. The personality thing is such a big piece that if you don't have that figured out, you're not nearly close enough, you know?
Yeah.
And I think with Stat, it's more like they're not going to go back to her booping people. You know what I mean? But like, she probably needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah, she does.
I think she probably does. Tekla is an anomaly in that they've given her the treatment of someone who doesn't matter since she won the title, but she just seems to spark anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant, like that they're failing her and they want her to fizzle because they're not giving her anything. But she is not letting herself fizzle.
Tekla's too good.
She has built Forbidden Door and everything with Stardom all on her own. I am not giving Tony Khan credit for the book for this because that is all Tekla. And I will not believe anything otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Lewis says she goes from Stat Daddy to Cosmic Killer. She needs to commit to just one gimmick. Stokely was right there. Why did they break that up? I will never know why.
Yeah.
I've loved Stokely with FTR and stuff, but I am so confused about why they just dissolved it for no reason, really.
If I wasn't so convinced the Don Callis family was breaking up, she would have been a perfect fit.
Being the first full-time female member of the
Yeah.
Oh, she would have been so good.
Dawn would have really helped honed her.
Yep. Yep. I will always give Blurryline credit for saying that Tekla has succeeded in spite of bad booking, not because of good booking.
Yep.
You can put a world title on somebody and bury them with it if you do it wrong. And that could have happened to Statlander. I remember the first time they wrestled, the crowd started chanting for Tekla halfway through the match. Stat just didn't have that connection to the crowd yet. And they need to figure out what's going on there. You know, what people aren't, how to get her to connect on that bigger level. Everything else is there, you know?
Yeah.
And I like her promos and stuff too. She just needs a consistent personality. Tino in the chat. What's up, buddy? The only grace I can extend to TK about Forbidden Door is that so many people have had visa issues recently. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not worried about Forbidden Door. I think it's going to be a great show. I'm really excited about what they've announced so far. It seems like Stardom's going to be heavily featured, which really makes me happy.
It seems like every other year they like heavily focus on one promotion.
The winner of Maya World versus Athena is going to face the winner of Mercedes versus Hazuki. You know, if you're trying to sell pay-per-views, the money match is Athena and Mercedes. But you got to have Athena beat her.
Because you know what? I didn't agree with you at first. After that promo, she's losing.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. So let's look at the 4 people remaining in the women's side. You have Hazuki, you have Mercedes, you have Maya World, and you have Athena, right?
Yeah.
If this was happening in Texas this year, I think Maya World would have an outside chance as your like Cinderella candidate, right? I don't think she's ready for it, but I think, you know, that wouldn't stop Tony Khan. But I think Mercedes on paper is the most likely winner, but Mercedes and Athena have had an on and off friendship rivalry. And I think it would do them a lot of good for Athena to beat Mercedes in a big match. Mercedes knocked her out in the first round last year.
Yeah. I just really hope she drops ROH in between that.
I kind of feel like they're setting up Maya World. I think they're setting up Maya World maybe to take it off her. Because she's trained by Athena, you know? So, like, I get the feeling that they're not going to coronate Billy Starks anytime soon, and they shouldn't. She's not ready for that yet.
No. And she's too young. It's time for, like, let her continue to grow.
Bucky Mama says it real well. 3 black women and 1 Joshi. That is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I can't hate on AEW for their diversity.
No.
Because they are really good at that. I will hate on them for some of the misogynistic shit that happens.
Yep. Also, they nearly had satin Death Riders and didn't, yet the reverence Mox gave her in the promos was amazing for her. I just wish they had capitalized more on it, to be honest with you. And when she turned down the Death Riders, they should have made more out of that too.
Yeah. They just they stopped her there was a stop and pause with her way too much.
Yeah. Scareglow says, I see so much potential in the women's roster and women's wrestling to tell stories that are unlikely to be told in men's wrestling. Yeah, or that can't be told in men's wrestling. I mean, there is a lot of things that you can talk about and tell stories with. The future of pro wrestling is not in just getting more dudes to watch it. It is getting their girlfriends to watch it. It is getting women to watch. That's how you grow your audience.
Yeah.
And women don't just want to leer at men wrestling. They want to see people.
No, as much as I joke about it, it's so refreshing to see strong women. It's so refreshing to see these women do these things. Like, I've been rewatching Glow, and even that has been, like, I don't know how to word it without, like, being preachy, but it's very much, like, good for your soul to watch women be strong and push the norms and whatnot.
Tina says Maya can step right into that role as ROH champ. I think she can.
Yeah.
I think she can. She would do amazing things being the person to unseat Athena. And Athena's kind of alluded to it. And when Maya was the last person in that survival of the fittest match on that ROH show, they kind of were teasing a future match between the two of them. So, yeah. Fuck Your Mama 2 times says, oh yeah, TK's booking the women is terrible.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Michael Allen Lewis, hear me out. Hazuki beats Mercedes. Then it's Athena versus Hazuki for Forbidden Door. Athena wins, faces Tekla at All In. Athena is the new champ, setting up Mercedes versus Athena for the title. I can totally see that. That would rule. That would rule.
That would be really good.
That would be so good.
Knowing Tony, unfortunately, he's going to go with what he thinks is going to draw, not what he thinks is going to be good. With the men, he has no problem doing that. For the women, he absolutely does.
He just won't take chances with the women. He just won't.
And I don't
like. I mean,
and it's wild to me because he took a chance on Tony Storm's timeless gimmick, and look at how highly fucking rated that whole start of that storyline was.
Well, and you know what it was is he decided Tony was his like champion of that division before she was timeless Tony Storm. And he just was willing to like, okay, I'm going to really invest in her.
Yeah.
And there really hasn't been somebody like that. I think the closest person besides Tony and Mercedes is probably Willow.
Yeah.
You know, and Tekla was an anomaly who just kind of did it on her own. You know,
they really need like a Bailey to come in, because Bailey comes in and he's going to have no choice but to book the women better.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, I mean, yeah, she's one of the big signings you could bring in to add a little more to the division.
They definitely need like another Mercedes level women signing right now.
There is no Mercedes level. I mean, she is the level, you know?
Well, I meant like a Bailey to me is like,
yeah,
because there's just so much you can do with that between Bailey and Mercedes and whatnot. There's so like Bailey and Mercedes, like,
give us double contracts. Give us double contracts with Stardom. Huh? Get people seeing Bozilla normal, like regularly. Get people seeing Starlight Kid. Get people seeing, you know, I mean, the list could go on.
Being such a huge advocate, that I could see that happening because she's training young women. She literally has a school to train women.
Get Saya Kamatani on a dual contract. Jesus. Blur line with some well-earned pessimism. I think there's a very small chance anyone other than Mercedes wins. Tony has been correctly dragged through the mud for women's booking, and he's going to go with the guaranteed starter reset. You're probably right.
That's literally the most logical.
What is this if not a place to dream? So I'm dreaming of something else. All right. We got a couple more things we got to get to here. So thank you all for the incredible feedback. Tony also had RJ City as an advocate for that character. I agree, Tino, and I think that is a big reason why it happened. Because RJ and Tony ended up conceptualizing together. And when you bring Tony into the process himself and slow him down, and he's like, oh yeah, I love this, because he had a hand in part of it, he's going to push it harder. Yeah. I mean, that's just oldest trick in the book. RJ's a smart dude. Blurry Line 7, Bailey comes in. Every woman on the roster, especially the younger ones, get better. She's that person who just improves everyone she touches. You know, and Athena also has a school as well. Yeah. You know,
AEW needs it, especially for the women's division. What he's not going to be able to say no to both Bailey and Mercedes in his ear, because Warner Brothers Discovery is not gonna fight that either, because again, those are two of the biggest names in women's wrestling.
My cousin Tony says Glow is S tier storytelling and acting. It's on the same level as the Seven Samurai, even though it's a very different story. It is a very different story, is it not? Very different. Yeah, that's not even remotely related at all.
It's not people Tony. Fighting.
Don't encourage this. Skewered Universe says RJ is a genius and yet no all elite graphic. The man is terminally tortured. Okay. One thing I want to talk about, and we'll do this one kind of quick. The rise, seemingly, this could either be the rise or just a blip. I've seen it happen both ways. But all of a sudden, Shane Taylor Promotions is on like every show they're doing, for the last several weeks. Made to look very strong with the Death Riders. They have lost every single match they've had with the Death Riders. They're going to wrestle them again this week in Cincinnati, Jon Moxley's hometown. I don't think they're going to win, but I really like this group. Shane Taylor, to me, as a wrestler, he's great. I love Shane Taylor, but he's more important as the persona. He's more important as the figurehead, you know? Lee Moriarty is ready for so much more. Yeah.
It's time to push him.
It's beyond time. I think Lee has progressed at a rate faster than Garcia or Yuta, who are kind of his peers, you know? And that's not a diss on them either. It's just they're where they needed to be in a different spot.
It's a diss on Daniel Garcia.
Oh, come on.
Listen, I have been a Daniel Garcia hater since day one. All right?
Okay, fair.
And Ricky Starks were and Sammy Guevara, of three people I just didn't. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. All right. Well, now I know. Blair Light says if STP get the blood and guts match, they are absolutely made. Oh my God. Yeah. Big Ad says pull the goddamn trigger on Lee Moriarty. Yeah. Yes. Whether it's with Shane Taylor or not, just pull the trigger. Dude, so good. It seems like chat is here with us. Give me a Lee Moriarty TNT title run or even an international title run. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blurry Light says maybe it's a controversial take. Lee is treated in the same trio as Yuta and Garcia, but they have always got more TV time than him, and he's better than both of them. I don't think that's controversial at all.
And he's actually enjoyable to watch, and you don't want to punch him in the face. But I mean, again, that could just be
this is the anti-Garcia coming out again.
He has a punchable face.
Skewered Universe, my simp, calling out Sticky Taints, aka Ricky Starks. For some reason, I don't even know why. And Blurry Line says, I love the other two, don't get me wrong. Books loves one of the other two. She doesn't love Daniel Garcia. Is this going to be a short-term thing because they're in Ohio? It maybe gets a few extra people out to the buildings if Shane Taylor's there. He's from Cleveland. Is that why they're doing this? In my opinion, there's nothing left for these guys to do in Ring of Honor, really.
No.
And the infantry are hella entertaining. Trish Adora is so much potential, and she could still occasionally wrestle in ROH or whatever. So could the infantry, but they would bring a fresh feel to the tag division. And I think they need to roll with it, or even Shane Taylor and them as going out for the trios.
Yeah. That's why I don't think it's temporary. I think Tony knows. Because again, we know it's already now being said by the dirt sheets. There is a big signings coming in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And you are going to
be a whole new day.
A whole new day. It's we're gonna have waffles and bootios. It's gonna be.
It feels like AEW might be descending back into like gang warfare again, where it's like everybody's a part of a stable or a faction again, like it was in the early days. And I'm not against that at all. If anything, I would just like to see women be a part of the men's stables.
Yeah.
And
we definitely need more of the intergenderness. But yeah, I think with these big signings coming in, it's bringing a new day to the tag and trios division. So they're going to start, I don't want to say calling up, they're going to start bringing up some of these tag and trio from Ring of Honor into AEW to make it very competitive.
Yeti Malone says Lee Moriarty is great in the ring, and with STP has been able to get himself over more with the crowd. Yeah, and his, he's really grown personality wise too. Like the guy has really tried to figure out how to be an entertainer.
Unlike some people.
Scareglow sees people hating on ROH talent on AEW programming and makes his blood boil. ROH has talent that deserves to be respected.
Yeah,
and they don't fixed rosters the way that NXT and WWE. It's really not the same thing.
No, they're all listed on the same website.
I just want to see Shane Taylor Promotions in front of more people on a bigger stage because I think they could stick. And especially the infantry. Blurry Line very correctly says Carly Bravo is a fucking incredible TV presence. Yes, he is. Also, Sean Dean is hilarious. It's time for the BBC. Like, holy shit. Michael Allen Lewis is with you. He's with Books. Garcia has been in 3 different factions, essentially playing the same role of Lil Bro.
And this is the most entertaining he's been. And I still don't like him.
Blurry Line, personally, I would have actually have STB get a win, admittedly a very cheaty win over Death Riders, and be a first feud for whichever fresh dawn awaits.
Yeah, and the Death Riders need something new. They keep circling with the same group of people.
I think this Ospreay thing is going to be a big part of what happens next for the Death Riders. Whatever it is.
But like,
whatever.
I don't want to see them go up against the same 4 people, which is what seems to happen.
I agree. And enough Death Riders trios matches. We can give it a rest for a week or two, Screwy Universe says AEW getting that big signing of Bishop Dyer in the coming weeks is going to be insane.
I'm still surprised he's not signed, but I like that doesn't make any sense to me. But
it sounded very recently like he would be in WWE again soon.
Which I would hope not, because they treated him like garbage.
Doo-doo. Blurry Line says, I have a theory that Garcia is amazing when he's with Pac and bad when he's with everyone else. And he's also pretty good with Marina. I agree. I like how Marina with Yuta. I think they should make Yuta and Garcia a tag team. Just like a full-time tag team for a while.
Oh, God, that would be the most hated tag team in the world.
Well, your most hated tag team for sure.
I love to hate Yuta. There's a difference.
I miss his hair. I miss his greasy, shitty,
he's so much
boy hair.
He's I'm gonna sound like a girl for a second. God, he's so much more attractive with this hair.
I hear there's other women I know who are really, really into him with the haircut.
You all made fun of us for.
And quite frankly, I want him to grow it back out because they can just stop right now. Stop lusting after my boy. Like, he's straight edge. He needs to no sex till he's a main eventer. Skewered Universe says, honestly, though, I wonder who Books was saying is going to be signed by AEW soon. Who? Yeah, totally.
It's like, why was that a major story? We all know who is coming. They have been hinting at it since they were released.
The last thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to skip one of the topics that we have in the notes here and go to the spot of the week.
Oh, okay.
Because we've had a very full show. And I want to see how this develops before I get booed out of my own podcast. So You read the notes. You know what I have there. So for the spot of the week, it's a tie.
Okay.
But it came from the same match. Two spots from one match.
So is it really then a tie? Because I would just call it.
But it was two different spots.
Oh, that's true. It was.
Orange Cassidy with the tear-off jeans was absolutely incredible. Absolutely hilarious that he had a tearaway stripper jeans over his normal jeans. I knew something was different about him. I couldn't figure out what it was. And then when I rewatched him tear off the stripper jeans because I wanted to see how they pulled this off, you could tell they're obviously different jeans than what he wrestles in normally.
Yes.
But that was fucking hilarious. But just as good. Andrade's out in the crowd, taking his selfie. Takes it with the cute girl with the camera. But then Leo Rush shows up. And he takes the girl's phone from her. She just gives it to him and runs away.
But her walking back, like...
Yeah. She was great.
So fucking good.
She was great. And then Orange Cassidy ends up, he was going to take a picture with her, like clown on Andrade, but instead he has to do it with Leo Rush. And then Andrade's like, how you know? And then Leo's like, he knows. Yeah. Such good shit, man. Such fun stuff. Wrestling is not meant to be all serious or all funny or all any one thing. Wrestling is best when you got stuff to mix it up.
Yeah.
I think the reason people love Double or Nothing so much was Stadium Stampede was great. Mm-hmm. It was a good breather before the serious shit again.
Yeah.
And it seems like AEW is kind of reconnecting with their sense of humor a little more.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad to see that.
Me too.
Because that was always one of the bright spots of AEW.
Yeah. And you can tell that I think the roster agrees because every single person on this roster, talent and crew, are fully into this gimmick. They are having fun making little videos for Instagram with him. They are having so much fun with this. And you could just tell it's been kind of missing from AEW because of how this is all going.
He was on Sammy's blog. That was amazing. He had that spot backstage with the conglomeration where, he had the umbrella and he was like, the rain. And then that was when Orange Cassidy did the whole, like, don't move.
Don't move.
It can't see you if you don't move. Like, it's just fucking great shit. And I love Leo finally finding his spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I totally agree with Michael Allen Lewis here. Like, he did take Danhausen's spot, but he fits it better than Danhausen did.
Yeah.
For AEW.
For AEW. It's more, he's doing the comedic thing without it being
over the top.
Yeah. Danhausen just felt like he was trying. I don't want this to sound wrong because I like Danhausen. Danhausen felt like it was trying too hard, where Leo Rush feels natural.
Well, and I think the thing that benefits Danhausen by going to WWE is most of those people didn't know who he was. So he's brand new and fresh to them, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody who watched AEW knew who Danhausen was already.
And you kind of it was very repetitive. And I again, this is going to sound mean, I do think it's going to be repeated where the shtick gets old.
And there's so much you can do with this character, and you never need to reveal what's happened to him or anything. No. It's just a fucking fun character. But I will say, when he wrestled Pac at that Dynamite, the Dynamite where Darby won the title that I was at, like, he's like in the corner just talking to himself. And when Pac like doesn't know what to do, like to approach him or not, and then he finally does, when Leo just sat up and like started approaching him really fast, and then he got down and ran on his hands and his feet. He's terrifying. It's legitimately like very weird to see a human being move like that.
The fact that he can move like that is incredible. Like, he's put so much effort into this that, and I think that's why it's like, again, why people are embracing it, because I feel like there's love behind this character.
Oh, there's so much. Yeah. No, this is good. This is going to end up being just like an amazing AEW legendary character. I think.
Yeah.
Like it's well on its way. Tino Ibarra talking about the lady who was taking the selfie.
So
he put it up to her face to unlock the phone, which was a good touch. I watched that spot so many times.
It was so good.
Yeah,
How
Michael
you know?
Allen Lewis. How you know? He knows. Who? It's fine. I saw that clip with Leo and Andrade, and I'll say it again. Andrade seems to be having so much fun overall. It was great to see him working with Leo. It doesn't feel forced.
Mhm.
Andrade has risen to a whole new level. One thing I did want to say about that Orange Cassidy match, that I loved the way that they did the ending. Orange really had the majority of the offense in the match, and he was really pulverizing Andrade. And all it took was Andrade to hit the spinning elbow that I love to piss people off with and say he stole from Jericho, which obviously he didn't steal it from Jericho.
We all know right now you're a Jericho simp, okay? You don't want me.
Yeah. So he hits the guy with the Judas effect, and then he hits the DM. He hits two moves and it's over. Like, it really sells how vicious those moves are, you know? And so I think that was a great way to get that over. Tino Ibarra says Leo just released a 3-song EP about Blackheart. Did he? Please
Really?
tell me that's true. Leo's a musician. I mean, he always has been. Blurry Line 7, Leo lost his VD bro on Andretti. They don't dress like chlamydia anymore. Yes, that's true. Lashley didn't want anything to do with him. He's just looking to conglomerate. He needs a friend. He didn't start creeping around OC until Andretti turned on him. That's true. That's true. I legit actually laughed at the Andrade and Leo spot. That was funny. Skewered Universe, Pac having the most disturbed look on his face during that match was something I never thought we'd get from Pac.
Yeah, like everyone loves this gimmick.
Yes, and Pac was so funny. And you don't get to see Pac be funny all that often. So that was even better. Also, Moxley belly poking Pac is still one of the funniest things that's happened this year. Yeah. Skewer Universe says Leo's going to win a title at some point. It's going to get weird, and I'm for it.
Yes.
Leo would be an amazing extra in a zombie film. He's basically
is.
the jockey from Left 4 Dead as a real person. Yeah. The Scareglow says Leo's EP is dope. Okay,
That's
all right.
what I'm doing.
Maybe
after
it is.
This.
Yeah, I know. You gave us. We know what we're doing. All right, everybody. We all got a plan. We're all going to go listen to that Leo Rush EP. Books, do you have anything else you want to touch on?
I like Michael's comment here. Leo is committed to the performance like Tony Storm is. And I think that's why it's working. There's a true commitment behind it.
Yes.
And when you fully commit behind these, like especially a role like that, it works. That's not to say Danhausen is fully committed, right? Like he
absolutely is.
I think we all knew it from the indies, and it kind of was just repetitive.
I had already seen his thing a bunch before he came to AEW, and I was excited when he showed up, but like after a while it was like, okay, that's great. I never watched his YouTube every week because it's not like he was bad. These New Day fellows, I've heard of them.
Yeah. Oh, I've been collecting New Day shirts off of Whatnot.
Nice. I applied for a job with Whatnot.
Really?
We'll see if I can.
I love Whatnot.
Last comment here, Blurry Line. He's committed, and everyone who's wrestling is actively selling it for him and giving him extra wind in the sales. Mm-hmm. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. You can tell everybody wants this gimmick to succeed.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him with Moxley. That is something we have to have.
Yeah, because Moxley being unsure.
Yes.
Is going to be hilarious.
Or genuinely scared. Yeah. Would be hilarious.
Because Moxley is going to be like, this man's crazy. Like, he's actually crazier than me.
Blairy brought up earlier, the people who always get one up on Moxley are strong women. Like, he was a little scared of Willow. He's definitely scared of Marina. And he was very uncomfortable around Tony Storm. And so I love that about him, that's his fatal flaw, is strong women.
Especially considering he's married to a strong woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like, OC might be legit put off by Leo. Yeah, no, it seems like he kind of is. All right, everybody. Well, Books, next week you're off for your birthday.
I am.
Celebrate it without us. Just have a great time.
Sorry that I took off of my job, of my full-time job. I just want to relax and read. Maybe have some wine. I just got a new bottle of rosé waiting for me in the fridge. I just want to chill.
All right. Well, happy birthday in advance. I won't see
you.
it. So, like happy birthday before then.
Now
so don't say I didn't.
You know what? You're making me feel bad. Shane and Bex made me feel bad. And I'm just like, God, is it wrong to take off for your birthday?
No, it's not. Yeah, you're going to have a great time. You better have a great time.
Oh, I'm definitely going to watch because it's more, I just want to.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Scareglow asked, did you see the wolf pack sign? Yes. That Moxley calls wolves woofs. Yeah, I did see that. And that is fucking hilarious. You know that story, don't you, Books?
Yes. Yeah. It took me a second. Yeah. My brain stopped working.
Yeah. No, I know. Mine's pretty much mush. Happy pre-birthday, Books, from Bleary, and then me, obviously as well.
You don't know, whenever anyone has a birthday, it's also Blade's birthday.
Don't listen to these workaholics. Take the time, folks. Even if I can't take it off, you should.
Yeah. It also is your birthday, and I was so rude to just take off for mine without thinking of you.
Really, kind of just when you do anything, think of me first and then decide whether it's worth it to you. That's what and listeners, please think of me before you do anything. That's what I would encourage you to do. That's a way to live a non-parasocial, healthy life. All right. Well, make sure you follow us on social media. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to get to 1,000. We're not even to 200, but we haven't been around that long. So give us a break. All right. We're trying to get to 1,000 though. That's the push. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. You're watching it live. You might be listening to it later on whatever podcast platform you're on. Make sure you subscribe to us there. Leave us a 5-star review wherever it is you can. Leave 5-star reviews for us because it helps tell the algorithm that we're worth listening to. And with that said, I'm Blade Daly.
And I'm Books and Bodyslams.
Pro wrestling forever.